Hello and welcome back to WebcastNews. I'm your host James Etheridge as always, and in today's video, another update on the fateful Egypt Air flight MS-804. Microsoft and Facebook make a big new announcement, and a kid flips a water bottle. Yep. I am struggling to comprehend that a kid flipping a water bottle gets in the news, but it has, and I chose to put it in, so there's definitely something wrong with me. But anyway, here's for the top story of today. And for that story, we head to Brayden, England, in what is quite a bizarre news story. 56-year-old Jane Brayden is a clairvoyant, and she does tarot card readings. Now, a clairvoyant, if you don't know what it is, basically believes that they are able to tell your past and your future and your present as well, by using items such as special cards or looking into a glass orb or something like that. Now for me personally, I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but let me know in the comment section down below, mid-interjection into this news story, if you do believe in the kind of clairvoyant stuff. And this starts when 50-year-old Star Randall Hansen goes to have a personal hearing. Now what happens with a tarot card reading? Apparently, I've only learnt this from researching into this story. You basically have 10 cards drawn for you from a stack of special made cards, and these cards will each have something on them that will then basically spell out what your past has been, what your present is, and what your future will be, depending on what you want to look at. Now what actually happened in this specific reading is very odd, and Miss Brayden put it herself like this. After all the cards were drawn, she went through the first 3 with the man, and then this happened. And this is the whole thing. The first was the falling tower, which means falling out with someone, a really serious row. Then there was the Emperor, signifying the dominant male. Then the Devil card, meaning something awful, downfall. He broke down and I said, "Look, I can see here that this is not good. You need to tell me everything." He said, "It's terrible, I killed him." He told me that he killed him, but he did not mean to, and it was awful. Him being the 50-year-old man's housemate, who was 70-year-old Derek Marney. Now Miss Brayden, having just suddenly had this confession of a murder thrust upon her, rang 999 to get police to her location. But it wasn't that simple. As I mentioned before, I don't believe in these clairvoyant people. I don't think they can read into it. They just get you to pay them money and they give you an answer. And apparently the police had the same thoughts. The handler of the call to 999 didn't believe Miss Brayden and thought it was all a hoax because of the way that it had come out. It seemed a bit odd. And they then told Miss Brayden to ring 101, which is the non-emergency police number. She then did that and then had to wait over an hour just talking to someone who had murdered one of their friends. She had no way out because that person was blocking the one exit. That could have gone a lot worse, yet she said she believed that she was safe. No, you have a murderer in front of you. That's not safe. Police finally arrived over an hour later, still believing it was a hoax, then went to the address of the man and found his housemate dead on the floor with a stab wound, because it was all true. This happened on May 4th, 2015. And it's taken this long for this story to come out because Mr. Randall Hansen was supposed to be sentenced in October, but he then said that the murder wasn't murder, it was self-defense, because he was surprised by the man coming into his room. How can you be surprised if he is your housemate? But then, earlier this month, he was sentenced for murder. So even though I did say that I don't believe in this clairvoyant stuff and they just give out an answer, the cards actually did work out so that they did actually find a murderer. So, there you go. I suppose it does work sometimes. Now moving on to another update on the Egypt Air flight MS-804, which sadly crashed over a week ago. Egyptian investigators have now discovered an emergency signal was sent from the fuselage of the plane, which now is going to help them bring down the radius of their search from a 40-mile radius down to a 3-mile radius. Captain Eman Al-Mokadem has said that they also still are yet to find the black box, which will be the major point in them trying to find out what actually happened to bring the plane down. Although from the wreckage that they have already found and from body parts that they've been able to examine, they believe that it was an explosion that has brought the plane down. Although now with this emergency signal being discovered, it's going to bring them a lot closer to being able to find out what actually did happen sooner rather than later. And then moving on to techie news, where Microsoft and Facebook have announced that they will be building a transatlantic cable. This will be called the MAREA, or as I'm just going to call it, I don't know whether they call it this, I'm just going to call it Maria, because it's just easy to say. Maria will span 4,100 miles, will have 8 fibre pairs, and will have an estimated 160 terabytes of data. Simple words, a lot of data. The cable will go from Bilbao in Spain to Virginia in the US. Work will begin on the cable in August 2016 with an expected end date of October 2017. And in a statement from a Microsoft blog, Frank Ray, the Director of Strategic Sourcing at Microsoft, said, "In order to better serve our customers and provide the type of reliable and low latency connectivity they deserve, we are continuing to invest in new and innovative ways to continuously upgrade both the Microsoft Cloud and the global internet infrastructure. This marks an important new step in building the next generation infrastructure of the internet." So in basic terms, we're trying to make everything go quicker, which is pretty much the internet nowadays. We just want faster and faster and faster. So hopefully this works out. And then finally for today's video, and it was kind of inevitable that I would eventually talk about this news story. It's not even a news story. It's a kid at his senior talent show flipping a water bottle and everyone then flipping out. Now I may sound angry about this, that it's not a proper news story, but to be honest, I've watched the video and I do find it kind of entertaining. I won't lie, I do find it quite funny and entertaining, and the fact that the crowd go absolutely mad. But this kid is now basically famous. But good on him having the balls to just walk on a stage and flip a water bottle in front of a school. And for that one person that may be watching this video that somehow hasn't seen that video, I'll play it now. Yep, that was it. You're probably a bit underwhelmed, but it's not my video, someone else did it. And on that rather odd note, that is it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons for more future content. My social media for this channel will be on the screen. Again, I do that, but that's not left, it's right. And that's right, no, that's left, not right. You can tell I'm not great with directions. So it will be on one of the sides. It'll be on the side that I always put it. It'll just be around there. I've just babbled on now, it's just going to still be there. It's still hanging there. Also the subscribe buttons. There, again, my brain can't figure it out, but it'll all be on the screen. And as always, thanks for watching. That was a weird ending.